In today's video, I will explain the histogram, false color, and the waveform tools. And next time you're out there shooting something in bright daylight and have trouble exposing your shots right, you hopefully remember this video and make good use of these tools. And yes, I'm leaving out zebras on purpose. I hate zebras. Not the animals though. Love animals, but I hate zebras. Hello and welcome here on Random Rotation. I hope you're all doing well. Let's start with the histogram. Most of today's hybrid cameras, if not all, have a built-in histogram tool. But please don't blame me for not knowing every camera model out there. If you do not see it on your screen, chances are you need to turn it on first in your camera's menu. And once you have it, it's pretty easy to read. The histogram is measuring pixel brightness. On the left, we have pure black, and on the right side, pure white. And all the rest is happening somewhere in between. This shot is correctly exposed right now, but when I crank up the ISO and overexpose the shot, you can clearly see an interpretation of that in the histogram. And an underexposed clip looks like this. And that's basically all there is to it. Okay, now we know the overall pixel brightness, but the problem is we don't exactly know where these pixels are in the frame. To get a better understanding of this, we can use false color, my favorite exposure tool actually. Unlike the histogram, the majority of cameras do not have false color built in, unfortunately. So you have to work with an external monitor if you want to use it. Yes, I know, extra gear costs extra money, but in this case, it's worth it, in my opinion. And the good news is you don't necessarily need a super expensive monitor. The one I'm using here is this Cine A6 Plus that costs around 210 euros right now, and it works just fine. Once we turn false color on, we get instant Predator vibes. Or is that just me? Anyways, these colors may vary depending on the monitor you are using, but generally speaking, the warmer tones show the brighter parts of the image and the cooler tones show the darker parts, measured in IRE, which is short for Institute of Radio Engineers, from 0 to 100. Let me show you what it would look like if I would underexpose this image. And an overexposed image looks like this. For skin tones, by the way, I find landing somewhere between 40 to 80 IRE works great, depending on the actual skin tone in front of my lens, of course. Last but not least, let's take a look at the waveform tool. On a waveform, we have the brightness values on the vertical axis. The bottom represents black, and at the top we have white. And the horizontal axis matches the shown frame. You can see that pretty good when I'm moving this little stormtrooper guy around. When it comes to exposing this image correctly, we need to know that everything lower than 0 will get cut off. That means this information is gone. And the same is true for the highlights. When you get to the top edge, those are the brightest parts of the image. Everything beyond that is just gone. That's what we call clipping. Now let's wrap this up. All these little helpers, histogram, false color, and waveform, are pretty nice. But when do I use which? Quite often I'm on my own and have to work very quickly. In these cases, I usually don't use an external monitor and rely on my eyes and the histogram only. But for interview situations, for instance, or everything where I have a bit more time to set up everything, I always bring my external monitor with me. It's very helpful in those cases. And that, my friends, is it for this video. I really hope you liked it. And if so, Thank you very, very much. I see you in the next video. And until then, stay safe and motivated. Bye for now.